Good evening, dear listeners. I am Lady Novelist, and tonight I invite you to a journey with me into the shadowed corridors of memory, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. What I am about to share is an episode from my own life. A tale so unsettling that to this day I question its authenticity. Was it merely a dream, or did I truly traverse the eerie path that haunts my recollections? But before we begin, be sure to like this video and comment down below where you're listening from. I need your help to grow, because I am a human narrator, and at this moment it seems that YouTube is pushing channels made by artificial intelligence, which is really disappointing. Now settle in and allow me to recount the story of a winter's night that changed everything. Nestled at the base of a towering mountain range lay our quaint village, a place where everyone knew each other's names and secrets were scarce. My husband Tom was the village's esteemed woodcutter, a man whose strength was matched only by his kindness. Our days were simple, filled with shared laughter and the comforting routines of rural life. The dense forest that bordered our home was both Tom's workplace and our source of warmth during the harsh winters. One crisp morning, as the first snowflakes began their descent, Tom prepared for a routine trip into the woods. He kissed my forehead, his lips lingering as if to savor the moment. "I'll be back before dusk," he promised, his eyes reflecting the soft glow of the dawn. I watched from our doorstep as he disappeared into the embrace of the trees, his silhouette swallowed by the forest's depths. Dusk arrived, painting the sky in hues of crimson and indigo. Yet there was no sign of Tom. Concern gnawed at the edges of my mind, but I reassured myself. Perhaps he had ventured deeper than usual, or maybe he was delayed by the snowfall. As hours slipped by and night tightened its grip, my anxiety intensified. It was already 6 p.m. when, grabbing my phone, I dialed his number, the ringing echoing in my ears like a lifeline. After what felt like an eternity, the call connected. But instead of Tom's familiar voice, a chilling, guttural whisper greeted me. The words were foreign, the tone menacing. Just as I was about to end the call, a phrase in clear, deliberate English sent shivers down my spine. "Come alone." Panic surged through me. Every instinct screamed to seek help, to rally the villagers. Yet an inexplicable force compelled me to obey the mysterious directive. Donning my heaviest coat and boots, I ventured into the night, the snow crunching beneath my hurried steps. The forest was unrecognizable under its blanket of snow, each tree a monolithic sentinel casting elongated shadows. The path Tom often took was obscured, leaving me to rely on intuition and the faint hope of finding footprints. The deeper I went, the more the woods seemed to close in, the silence oppressive, broken only by the occasional snap of a twig. Time became elusive. The cold gnawed at my extremities, and fatigue weighed heavy on my limbs. Just as despair threatened to overtake me, a flicker of light pierced the darkness. A cabin, nestled amidst the trees, its windows aglow with an inviting warmth. Desperation overshadowed caution as I approached and knocked. The door creaked open, revealing a woman seated by the hearth. Her features were obscured by the dim light, but her presence was commanding. She spoke in a tongue unfamiliar to me, her voice melodic yet unsettling. Despite the language barrier, her gestures invited me in. The warmth was intoxicating, and for a moment I felt a semblance of safety. But that moment was gone quickly, and fear crawled up my spine. As the minutes passed, more unease coiled in my stomach. The woman's eyes never left me, their intensity piercing. Suddenly she began chanting, the cadence rhythmic and hypnotic. Fear erupted within me. I bolted from the cabin, the cold night air a stark contrast to the oppressive heat inside. Blinded by snow and panic, I stumbled through the forest, my breath ragged. The ground beneath me gave way, and I plummeted into darkness. Pain exploded as I hit the bottom, and consciousness slipped from my grasp. I just fell into a hole in the ground, and suddenly everything around me turned black. Warmth enveloped me as I awoke, the familiar scent of home filling my senses. I was in our bed, the morning sun casting gentle rays across the room. Tom sat beside me, concern etching lines on his face. "You were thrashing in your sleep," he murmured, brushing damp hair from my forehead. "A nightmare?" Confusion clouded my thoughts. The memories were vivid, yet the absence of any physical evidence, no bruises, no signs of my nocturnal journey, suggested otherwise. Tom's presence was grounding, his explanations logical. Perhaps it had all been a figment of my imagination. Days passed and normalcy resumed. Yet an unshakable feeling of being watched lingered. One afternoon, as I tended to our garden, that sensation intensified. Glancing toward the edge of our property, where the forest began, I saw her, the woman from the cabin. She stood motionless among the firs, her gaze locked onto mine. Slowly, she raised her hand, beckoning. Terror rooted me momentarily before instinct took over, and I fled into the safety of our home. When I dared to look again, she was gone, leaving only the whispering trees in her wake. That was the first and last time I saw her. To this day, I grapple with the nature of that night. Was it truly a nightmare born of worry and exhaustion, or was it something else? Something far more insidious. Tom insists it was a dream. He jokes about it sometimes, lightheartedly, as though I imagined the entire thing. "You and your wild mind," he says. "You should write a book about it." Sometimes I laugh with him. Sometimes I pretend I believe it too. But I can still feel the cold from that night, bone deep and aching. I still remember the crunch of snow under my boots, the way the wind whispered my name between the trees. I remember her face, pale and sharp, framed by tangled black hair and eyes like burnout stars. Her voice, even though I could not understand the words, echoes still in the back of my mind, speaking in riddles I fear I'll one day comprehend. And then there's the small things, the way the front gate creaks open some nights when there's no wind, or the way the fire in the hearth dims for a moment as if something passes by. Tom never seems to notice, but I do. And then there's the latest sign. A few weeks ago, I was in the garden, pruning dead growth before spring. My fingers brushed the dirt near the tree line and struck something hard. I dug it out. A wooden charm, weathered, carved with the same strange symbols I saw in the cabin. Tied around it was a wisp of black hair. I didn't tell Tom. I buried it again, deeper this time. But that night, I dreamed of her standing over our bed, smiling. I don't go near the woods anymore. Tom thinks it's because I'm still shaken by that winter. He says I'm delicate, that I need rest, that the mountain took something from me that night. He's not wrong, because every now and then, when the air is heavy and the world goes quiet, I swear I can still hear her voice through the trees, and each time it's a little clearer. She is waiting. And one day I fear I might answer her call. So, my dear listeners, now you know my tale. Whether it was a dream, a delusion, or something that lives in the forgotten hollows of this earth, I leave that to you. But if you ever find yourself near the base of a mountain, with snow falling fast and the light flickering deep in the woods, turn back. No matter what you hear, no matter who calls your name, some doors once opened never truly close. Now sleep well, if you can.